We're in 2nd Chronicles chapter 22. I wanted to start with an apology. Ahaziah. That's right. Okay. I'm just reflecting on where we were last time with Jehoram and his escapades and all that. Very sad how, you have a good king not that long ago with Jehoshaphat, and then things go bad just in 1 or 2 generations. With Jehoram, that's his firstborn, and he kills all the other family members because he's worried about, probably paranoid about somebody killing him, so he kills his whole family, so he solidifies his rule, and one of the worst kings. How could it go from a great king to a terrible king? So you think about it logically, and it doesn't make sense to you, but realistically, when you take a realistic look at yourself, look at your decision making, look at your actions, I can see it immediately how something like that could happen, especially in a world where education is so is the goal to educate, or is it to program today? Television programming. Why is it called that? But anyway, back to what I was saying. I wanted to apologize. I posted a video from 2nd Chronicles yesterday. I want to say it was chapter 12 of 2nd Chronicles. And I said something very nasty and very rotten, and I wanted to apologize to whoever gave that dislike and whoever I may have offended with that video. I watched the video then when I got that dislike because I wanted to know what I did wrong, and I picked up on it right away. I'm pretty sure what I got wrong was, though I didn't say it directly, I said it very rotten, very snobby way. I think it was pretty arrogant. I was arguing a point about legalism, and the argument, when you get heated up into an argument, you make mistakes, and it just wasn't right what I said, because if you read into what I was saying, what I said was unscriptural. Basically, if you go down a certain path with what I was saying, you could interpret what I was saying as me hating my brother, or not showing love to my brother. If anybody hates their brother, Christ isn't in him. I think I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not getting the verse exactly right, but that's just because I think he's a legalist, and he's not really. He's just very adamant about King James only. He's not really being a legalist, he's being logical. It's like Mr. Spock. I respect that. I guess I'm more like Bones, and I respond with, "Oh, you green-blooded Vulcan. You got no heart," That's how I respond in a Bones type voice, and I'm not right with that, and Bones even knows that. the value of Mr. Spock. And he's not wrong. It's just, yeah, what I said was wrong, though. And we need different people with different specializations, you know. He's focused on that, and he's better in that. He's probably better than me at speaking to people. He's probably better than me at a lot of things. Maybe I'm better than him in some other area, you know, maybe comedic timing, you know. Man, I don't know. But the point is, I apologize for what I said. I can't, I think he is my brother, and I think just because he might be a little more precise doesn't mean I hate him or I can disregard what he's saying, you know. So I apologize, and I had a great thought about how I can make up for it today, which is what I'm going to do, or attempt to, unless I've lost all my subscribers with how nasty what I said. It was nasty. You do love your brother. Maybe it's from that perspective that I got a little upset, you know, because he's very adamant about King James only, but for me to disregard him or to disregard, you know, the brother, the concept of that verse, loving your brother, I don't want to disregard everyone and say, everyone's not my brother, you know, and that's misinterpreting also. And to just disregard one denomination or another just because of one issue, you know, I can't do that. And yeah, I'll just shut up. I apologize, alright? I should have clarified what I said. I responded to the dislike. I said, I see, my words were a little loose. They were more than a little loose. It was nasty. So I'm sorry. We're going to start in prayer. And from Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. And then we'll begin 2 Chronicles chapter 22. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I also apologize in advance for, I believe it's pretty bad construction going on out there, so if we hear some of that, it's not much I can do, but yeah. Alright. Chapter 22 of 2 Chronicles. A session of Ahaziah over Judah. Verse 1. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah his youngest son king in his stead. For the band of men that came with the Arabians to the camp had slain all the eldest. So Ahaziah the son of Jehoram king of Judah reigned. Now, if memory serves, this guy isn't very good either, is he? Mother's name was Athaliah. Yep. Okay, I just read a little ahead. He's not very good either, too. 40 and 2 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri. He also walked in the ways of the house of Ahab, for his mother was his counselor to do wickedly. it's humbling to think about. Do you have parents that give you counsel to do good, or do they give you counsel to do wickedly? You want to get ahead in this world, Ahaziah? Well, you got to pick a pocket or two, or something. Yeah, that'd be wicked counsel, right? Got to pick a pocket or two. Not that that's necessarily that bad. Probably really exaggerate the song and make it, you gotta blackmail a person or two, entrapment, blackmail, deception, lying, murder. His mother was his counselor to do wickedly. Wherefore he did evil in the sight of the Lord, like the house of Ahab, for they were his counselors after the death of his father to his destruction. For they were his counselors after the death of his father to his destruction. Bad counselors. Whew. Ahaziah assists Jehoram in the battle of Ramoth-Gilead, verse 5. He walked also after their counsel, and went with Jehoram the son of Ahab, king of Israel, to war against Hazael, king of Syria, at Ramoth-Gilead. And the Syrians smote Joram. Ahaziah visits Jehoram at Jezreel. So in the process of that, same thing happens to him. He gets wiped out. But then when he goes to visit him, I think this is when Jehu goes on his killing spree. Ahaziah visits Jehoram, or maybe I'm jumping the gun on that, I'm not sure. Visits Jehoram at Jezreel, verse 6. And he returned to be healed in Jezreel because of the wounds which were given him at Ramah, when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria. And Azariah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, went down to see Jehoram, the son of Ahab, at Jezreel, because he was sick. And the destruction of Ahaziah was of God by coming to Joram. For when he was come, he went out with Jehoram against Jehu, the son of Nimshi, whom the Lord had anointed to cut off the house of Ahab. So there you go. Jehu, the son of Nimshi. The princes of Judah slain. And it came to pass that when Jehu was executing judgment upon the house of Ahab, and found the princes of Judah and the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah that ministered to Ahaziah, he slew them. Ahaziah slain. And he sought Ahaziah, and they caught him, for he was hid in Samaria, and brought him to Jehu. And when they had slain him, they buried him, because, said they, he is the son of Jehoshaphat, who sought the Lord with all his heart. So the house of Ahaziah had no power to keep still the kingdom. So Ahaziah didn't have too much of a role to play there, right? Jehu Bauer, or Jehu the son of Nimshi, had to clean up this mess. It becomes so bad that has to happen. Isn't that nuts? Same thing, I think, is building in this country. I just overheard a woman yesterday, just talking into a cell phone next aisle over, and I'm listening to her. She's just so nonchalant about it. It's gonna get real bad, It is gonna get real bad. Real bad. But if you have somebody like Jehu, who cuts off the head of the snake real quick, maybe you'll be okay, but I don't know. It's all in God's hands with these things happening. They just announced today I have to wear a mask at work. Isn't that nuts? I haven't even gotten a mask. My boss is supposed to give me one, but I don't know if I can do it. It's crazy. It's nuts. The mask doesn't do anything. Does absolutely nothing. All these idiots wearing these masks, and then people are starting to kill each other if you're not wearing a mask. That's the kind of world we're getting to. And I need a Jehu to take care of business quick, because this is getting nuts. But here we are. Praise God, we woke up today and we're making this video. This is the world we live in. Anyway, got off topic. Ahaziah, he was a son of Jehoshaphat, which, as we were talking about, Jehoshaphat was a great king. He did a lot of good. So he did have an honorable burial, even though Jehu took him out. Ahaziah. The seed royal of Judah destroyed, save Joash. But when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Judah. What a monster. Athaliah. Evil. 11. But Jehoshabeth, the daughter of the king, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons that were slain, and put him and his nurse in a bedchamber. So Jehoshabeth, the daughter of King Jehoram, the wife of Jehoiada the priest, for she was the sister of Ahaziah, hid him from Athaliah, so that she slew him not. And he was with them hid in the house of God 6 years, and Athaliah reigned over the land. Now Jehoiada is another great character. Yeah, we might as well do 23. Chapter 23. Joash becomes king over Judah. Verse 1. And in the 7th year Jehoiada strengthened himself and took the captains of hundreds, Azariah the son of Jeroham, and Ishmael the son of Jehohanan, and Azariah the son of Obed, and Maaseiah the son of Adaiah, and Elishaphat the son of Zichri into covenant with him. Translation, he was making moves, making deals, making sure he's got the plan all set up before he makes this move, Yeah. 7 years. 7th year. So it took him 7 years to organize, Had to be very sure, because if somebody was loyal to Athaliah, then she could have him executed. So he had to kind of tiptoe along, make sure, hey, you in on this? We're going after her. All right, you in on this? Are you loyal to the real king, or what are you doing over here? But he had to be careful, stealthy. Stealthy, right? 7 years. Took a while to set that up. It's kind of a 7 years to. It's technically not a coup. The coup has already happened. Athaliah has taken control. She's not the king. She's a rotten, demon-possessed witch, is what Athaliah is. So he's just trying to reorganize it to take it back. Take back. Joash is the real king, right? Is it Joash? Yeah, Joash. And Jehoiada, a righteous priest, he's trying to organize this taking it back here from Athaliah. 7 years to set that up. 2. And they went about in Judah, and gathered the Levites out of all the cities of Judah, and the chief of the fathers of Israel, and they came to Jerusalem. And all the congregation made a covenant with the king in the house of God, and he said unto them, Behold, the king's son shall reign, as the Lord hath said of the sons of David. This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you entering on the Sabbath of the priests and of the Levites shall be porters of the doors. And a third part shall be at the king's house, and a third part at the gate of the foundation. And all the people shall be in the courts of the house of the Lord. But let none come into the house of the Lord, save the priests and they that minister of the Levites. They shall go in, for they are holy, but all the people shall keep the watch of the Lord. He's setting this up. He's setting up his move here. He's going after it. 7. And the Levites shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And whosoever else cometh into the house, he shall be put to death. But be ye with the king when he cometh in, and when he goeth out. You put 10 guys on Michael, all right? Joash needs... Sorry. I'm doing Godfather type thinking. But think about a plan. It's a magnificent, brilliant plan by Michael Corleone, when that's pretty much consistently with all 3 movies. The big finale of the movie is him wiping out his enemies. That's kind of what I'm thinking of with this, all this planning associated. I mean, imagine planning out how you're going to take out 5 Dons all at once. What are the logistics associated with that? How could you get a guy in there, take him out, but all at the same time, hit them all at once? How do you come up with that plan? It's brilliant. It's impossible, you'd think, because all you have to do, especially, well, nobody had phones back then, but, you know, I mean, in that movie. See, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. A brilliant plan. I love it when a plan comes together or gets to... What's the line? Never mind. 8. So the Levites and all Judah did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest had commanded, and took every man his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, with them that were to go out on the Sabbath, for Jehoiada the priest dismissed not the courses. Moreover, Jehoiada the priest delivered to the captains of hundreds spears and bucklers, and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of God. And he set all the people, every man having his weapon in his hand, from the right side of the temple to the left side of the temple, along by the altar and the temple by the king round about. Then they brought out the king's son, and put upon him the crown, and gave him the testimony, and made him king. And Jehoiada and his sons anointed him, and said, God save the king! Hail, King Arthur! King Joash, Joash. Execution of Athaliah. Verse 12. Now when Athaliah heard the noise of the people, running and praising the king, she came to the people into the house of the Lord. Big mistake. I think if Jehoiada's got this all... He's got this planned out. He's got guys on every side. She doesn't even know about those guys I got in the closet over there. He's got no chance. Planned this perfectly. Now when Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, she came to the people into the house of the Lord. You bigots, what are you doing? And she looked, and behold, the king stood at his at his pillar, at the entering in. And the princes and the trumpets by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced, and sounded with trumpets, also the singers with instruments of music, and such as taught to sing praise. Then Athaliah rent her clothes, and said, Treason! Treason! Then Jehoiada the priest brought out the captains of hundreds that were set over the host, and said unto them, Have her forth of the ranges. And whoso followeth her, let him be slain with the sword. For the priest said, Slay her not in the house of the Lord. So any of you You with her, you're dead. Alright? You with me, you better be with me, because you're going to be in trouble if you're not. I wonder if this is how Jehoiada sounded. I don't think he did, but in my imagination, see, he's crazy land. Okay. Slay her not in the house of the Lord. 15. So they laid hands on her, and when she was come to the entering of the house, horse gate, by the king's house, they slew her there. You slay her at the horse gate over there. Slay her there. It's what she deserves. The revival through Jehoiada. 16. And Jehoiada made a covenant between him and between all the people and between the king, that they should be the Lord's people. That's it. That's what we want. That's everything. It's like, this is the foundation right here. Alright, we're going to be the Lord's people. We're going to be, Baal's people. Alright, we're not with the Baals. Alright, we cut them off. We're done with that. We're going to be the Lord's people. Alright, let's come on. Alright, this is what we're doing. Don't be going over here. You stay over here. Alright. Jehoiada the gangster. Alright. 17. Then all the people went to the house of Baal, and brake it down, and brake his altars and his images in pieces, and slew Matan the priest of Baal before the altars. Take that Matan out, take him out. Boom. You're done. 18. Also Jehoiada appointed the offices of the house of the Lord by the hand of the priests, the Levites, whom David had distributed in the house of the Lord, to offer the burnt offerings of the Lord, as it is written in the law of Moses, with rejoicing and with singing, as it was ordained by David. And he set the porters at the gates of the house of the Lord, that none which was unclean in anything should enter in. So he's probably looking at some of the Levitical laws. He's probably looking into the writings in Leviticus, and he's acknowledging all the proper procedures and what God expects as far as temple worship and everything. Those are all good things, Really unclean. Yeah. And he took the captains of hundreds, and the nobles, and the governors of the people, and all the people of the land, and brought down the king from the house of the Lord. And they came through the high gate into the king's house, and set the king upon the throne of the kingdom. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet. After that, they had slain Athaliah with the sword. All right. Sounds like they got a few things done. We're going to stop here, and we'll continue from 24 next time. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.